This message is for my husband. Honey, please come on. I'm outside and I'm getting tired of being out here. It's weird out here. You need to come on and find me so that we both can go inside. This man with skinny legs and parrot-toe feet just trying to talk to me. And he was bald head. Nothing against bald head men. Love y'all. Honey, please come on. It's weird. It's getting really weird out here. And you leaving me out here unprotected. Please. We have to talk about this later too, because you've been taking your precious time. We have to discuss that. I don't like that. Please come on. Come on.
Frankly, Lee 395. Franklin. Sorry. Franklin Lee 395 said, ma'am, did it ever occur to you that God has sent several men that you have turned down because of what you want? Remember, our ways are not his ways, neither are our thoughts his thoughts. Did it ever occur to you? What a silly question for these modern women. No, it didn't occur to them. And when it did, they didn't want the man that God sent.
This is for all my single young women in the church. I just want to know y'all's thoughts on something. Please, just listen. Just hear me out. Well, if you're like me, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I've had my fair share of men trying to take me out on dates, okay? My thing is, the only thing that rubs me the wrong way is, how do you truly know my personality? Like, how do you truly know that you like me enough to take me out on a date? Because we talk on Sunday, sure, but that's about 40% of my actual, genuine, true, authentic personality. Like, you don't know the rest of my personality. You don't know the rest of the 60%, because I clean up and put on a well-established, refined young lady at church, which I am, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm faking it. It's just I tone down my personality a lot because I'm a lot and I know I'm a lot. But I guess the point is, do you guys ever feel like, I don't know, like these men don't actually like you, they just like what you put out? Because that's how I feel. I feel like these guys don't actually know what they're getting themselves into, and then they want to take me out on dates and things, and I'm like, but you don't know me, you don't know my personality, you don't know who I am, you don't know my full-fledged, full unleashed personality. So, that's all.
I don't know, man. It's videos like these that make me feel like this generation is cooked.
These are the days that I wish I had a man, because I want to say fun things like, babe, let's put up water balloons and, you know, like have a water fight or get like bazooka guns and shoot each other in the grass. But no, I'm here with my cats taking a shit.
And your husband was just like, here, take my card. Do you need money? Just take it.
For the women dating men out there, understand that men are going to take you to their level, whatever that means to you, however you want to interpret it. But the question is, your decision is, are you going to level up or level down? It depends on the man you pick. Think about that.
It also depends on how much value you're bringing to the table. Accountability, self-awareness, and value. You gotta bring value, man.
But I'm gonna need the girls to come in here into the comments and say exactly where you would like to be approached and where you would not like to be approached. Because I know a lot of women are like, oh, I want to be approached at the gym, but then there's women who don't. So I'm not exactly sure, but personally, I love being approached, and I think it's great when a guy shoots his shot. Once we get enough comments on here from the women's side, I'm going to compile all of these 600 plus comments that were on the guys video and whatever we get on this one, and I'm going to make a list of all the best places to meet people, because I am sick of there not being third places and not knowing where to go to meet people, and I think it can be super helpful. So
Dude in the comments said, I have a sneaking suspicion that the answer is, if I think he's attractive, then he can approach me anywhere. If I don't find him attractive, then he doesn't need to approach me anywhere. Another guy says, there is no consensus. It's not worth it. Let them have the bear.
If I do commit to the man that I am talking to, there's some nights that he's not going to get laid. There is some nights that he's not going to have much affection and attention. And I'm not the girl that you're going to come home to dinner maid and everything. I'm the girl that you'll come home to that's working hard, or even harder than you are, or that might not even be home because she's doing something. I don't even have time to make you feel special. I don't even have time to remind you that I care about you or have sex with you every night. Like, I don't even care to have sex with you before we go to bed. Like, I want to be up all night until I literally can't even keep my eyes open working.
It's gonna be a no for me every time. Every single time it's gonna be a no. Lee Pike said, what would be the point of being in a relationship with this person? A woman came back and responded to his comment and said, I'm a woman and I thought the same. She literally doesn't need anybody and it's better for her and the man not to be together. Exactly. These modern women are wasting a man's time.
This might sting a little bit to hear, but it needs to be said. You're not gonna meet your soulmate at that bar you hate being at. You're not gonna meet your soulmate because you signed up for a 6-week pottery course. You're not gonna meet your soulmate spending $25 to go to a singles only event. Now, that's not to say that you can't. I just don't want single people to feel like they have to be putting themselves out there financially or socially in ways that don't make sense for them because there's this threat that if you're not there, you're not going to meet the person that you're supposed to be with. I just want us all to have fun and do things that actually make us happy with the people that we actually want to be doing them with. And then hopefully, yeah, we meet someone, but put yourself first.
A lot of these women are not going to meet their soulmate because they're simply not good people.
Are you single? Yes. Can I help you find someone? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a few questions about yourself and hopefully somebody responds, okay? What do you do for a living?
I work at the airport.
Where are you from?
London.
And what do you do for fun?
I like traveling.
Why should someone date you?
No fun.
Can you cook?
Yeah.
Can you clean?
Yes.
Do you smoke?
No.
Do you drink?
Yes.
And describe your perfect man to me.
Somebody who's respectful. They have to make me laugh. They like to travel, and then that's it.
Okay, what's your name?
Maya.
And where do you currently live?
London.
Okay, so you want, I assume, guys from London?
No, they could be from anywhere.
Okay, great. What's your Instagram handle?
It's MAYAXSHAN.
Okay, if you know somebody that's perfect for Maya, please share this video.
Okay.
A dude in the comments said 180,000 miles, 12 previous owners, front and rear bumper loose. Another dude said, how many previous owners? You guys are getting on this woman's case. Dang. Somebody said like she doesn't already have a full roster. Goodness. Well, there.
As a person who handles so much solo, I do everything by myself. It's like realistically getting into a relationship with someone else. Would I feel comfortable? Let's just say, for instance, a man, he's doing everything for himself. Why would I feel the need to allow him to come into my life and take over 100% of everything that I have going on? That's like double the work for him. Or I don't think I would ever be comfortable allowing, because I do a lot for myself and I do a lot for others. A lot of people depend on me. And it's like, okay, why would I want someone else to feel the way that I feel, being the person that always is getting everything done? It's not the normal 50-50 conversation that other people be having. Totally different. And I know people gonna be in the comments and they're gonna be coming up with all type of other type of stuff. But the people that get it.
And I appreciate a lot of the women in the comments that are kind of understanding what men go through. One woman said, you sound like me. I never want my man to do 100% of everything. Despite the circumstances in this economy, it's a lot for just one person. Thank you. This is what men be saying. Just help me out. Y'all be wanting to be so far into y'all soft girl, pretty girl, passenger princess era that y'all forget that the man is needing help.
I met this girl 3 dates, right? Third date, didn't ask, spit in my mouth. Didn't ask, just spit in my mouth. And then a week later, she was like, yeah, I don't think we're compatible. I was like, what? What the f***? People out here meeting at church. You can't spit in my mouth and say you don't feel connection. You're inside me. We share a DNA now. We have to get married. I'm a conservative guy. You spit in my mouth and say you're gonna date some other people? That's crazy. And the worst part is that now I like that. It's insane.
You gotta do what you gotta do, boss man.
Guys, I'm gonna show you how intelligent I am. Look at this box right here. It's really heavy, really heavy. It's really big, okay? No dolly, no problem. I put a mat underneath, okay? Now it's a dog. You see this? Now we can move it, drag it effortlessly. No mat, no problem. We have a brain.
Now, hear me out, Nikki. If you can take that critical thought and actually use it in a relationship, the possibilities are endless.
I don't know if it's just me, but if you like me romantically, I need you to tell me directly. I struggle to pick up on flirting. I don't read between any lines. Like, I don't know if it's the ADHD in me, but I need people to tell me what it is and what it ain't directly, because I'm not going to assume. I've had multiple situations where people will be like, oh, I was feeling you, but I thought you just weren't feeling me. And for me, I ain't never picked up on it. I thought, you're just a kind person. You know, you nice. I'm nice. You a nice person. Being nice to a nice person, because why would you not be nice to a nice person? You feel me? Like, I didn't take it as anything else besides that. I'm not going to guess. I'm not going to assume. And it's not even on purpose, but I'm starting to realize, like, oh, I really just be in my own world when I'm dealing with people, because unless you tell me you like me or do something obvious, like ask me on a date, I promise, baby, I had no clue. I can't read minds, babe. And clearly, I process things way differently.
Now, if we can take this thought process and once again say, if I feel this way, maybe a man feels this way. I better make it clear to him that I want him to approach me. Imagine where we'd be.
No woman spends 15 to 20 minutes getting ready for a coffee date. I just heard some guy say this. Well, we take girls out on coffee dates because, you know, it only takes them 15 to 20 minutes to get ready. They don't have to put... Do you really think that it's the outfit that we have on is what takes us to get ready? Because for a coffee date, it is going to take us 2 days. And if you're an entrepreneur like me, not only like there's this guy on here on TikTok that I agreed to go out on a coffee date with. And it was like, I don't know, a week in advance. We at least had the weekend before we were going to meet. I spent my whole weekend, my entire weekend, working extra hours so I had no free time, so that I would have free time to go out for the stinking coffee date, and I wasn't even sure I was interested in him. So he cost me my entire weekend, and then if we went out with you, if I'd gone out, you're costing me more time and losing me money because I could be making money. And then you're costing us time because we're spending at least 2 days to get ready. We're doing the tan, we're doing all of the grooming, we're doing all the stuff, and then if it's a coffee date, what do I wear? Because all I've got is extreme casual stuff or extreme nice stuff, and I've got to figure out something in between. So then I'm probably going to have to go out and buy an outfit that looks casual and show up where it's going to look like I only spent 15 to 20 minutes. So y'all are delusional out here thinking, oh, it's a no commitment, no bother for the women. If I agree to go out with somebody, it's going to cost me multiple weekends, it's going to cost me money, it's going to cost me time, it's going to cost me massive amount of effort, tons of hours to getting ready. And I will tell you this, if you pull the ghosting at the last minute, oh, can't make it because I got a work thing. When the woman that you just asked out had spent the entire weekend working extra so that she could spend time with you, you snooze, you lose.
Honestly, insufferable, just an insufferable rant. It just makes you want to shut off the camera. Just shut off the phone, just turn off the computer. I'm done listening to this.
Honey, when I tell you I wanted to shout when I seen this message, I cannot confirm the statistics, but I will let you know personally, for me as a woman, I had poor choices in men when I was younger. I only chose to date the men that every woman wanted. Whether it may be because he had swag, he looked cool, he dressed nice, he looked nice, he smelled nice, everything that was superficial. Not understanding that if all women want him, then I'm gonna have some competition. And there's a high possibility that I'm gonna get cheated on. Now, when I spoke about my brother, who is not a cheater, when I was younger, I would have never dated a guy like him. Because I would have looked at him as lame or boring or too religious, too godly. Not understanding that he just had integrity, self-control, and great character. But it really showed how poor my decision-making skills were when it came to dealing with men. So my only tip for ladies is to be open-minded so you can choose somebody that you need and not who you want.
Like the psalmist Johnny Gill said, my.
So I'm talking to my mom and she's like, why do you think men treated women so great in my day versus yours? Mind you, my mom is only in her 50s and I was like, where do I start? Number one, oh my God, I believe social media has a huge part to play in this. Because everyone has the illusion of options, they don't want to settle down and commit. Two, I believe culture has a huge part to play in it. Back in the days, women were not doing it the way that they are now. Like, they were a lot more modest. They were a lot more, I believe, church going, just like at a slower pace. Men were excited just to like hold your hand. Things were just different. Like the music was different. Men wanted to cater to you. I believe that, you know, back in the day, you date people that are in proximity to you. Your idea of beauty is different. The standard of beauty now is also at such a different level now. Like, women are seeing beauty thrown at them every day around the world, and then they're pressured to look perfect, but also shamed if they want to get surgery to look perfect. And then it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then you have women out earning men now versus before, where the gender gap was not what it is now. Like, also back in the day, there were more men to help the boys learn what it is to be a man. So now boys are turning to Future and Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels to learn what it is to be a man, because there's no father figure around. Whereas before, you would see men in their households. There were more male teachers. There was better male examples for men to follow. Now men just want to ball out and be a rapper or a scammer or something. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, because I don't know. This subject is crazy.
Honestly, this illusion of options y'all keep on referring to for men is the option to stay single, or the option a lot of times to give half his stuff away.
I have some devastating news about dating that I found out from my girlfriends the other day, so bear with me, you've been warned. Basically, the reality is that 80% of women are trying to date 20% of men, meaning there are more eligible women than there are eligible men. And that's just facts, so I hope we can agree on this. If you have something to say about that, then just please keep scrolling. You're on the wrong page. So those are the numbers, right? 80% of women, 20% of men, meaning it's much harder for us to find nice guys than it is for them to find nice girls. So POV, you're on a dating app, you're talking to a guy who isn't horrible, and you're like, yay! And eventually he does something weird or says something weird, and you're like, you know what, pass. Who do you have waiting for you? More options? No, that was the one guy you were hoping for, because the rest were awful. And do you think that guy cares that you stopped talking to him? No, because guess what? He has several dozens of angels he could talk to next in his matches. So it's no sweat for him. He can just move on to the next goddess who's waiting for him. Talented, career-driven, funny, hottest, tasteful, kind, compassionate, someone I would like to meet, a girl I would like to become friends with. He's got a whole bunch of them in his matches because 80% of women are trying to date 20% of men.
Not really. It just means you guys have a limited view of things. There's a lot of people out there that go to different colleges that are not in the top 20 colleges, and they're very successful people. versus a lot of people that get into the top colleges. They're expected to come out and be something, and then they're garbage. You guys are trying to get into the top 20 schools and coming out looking like hot garbage.
One of my best friend's only real requirements for a man to like date them is if he is nice and liberal. This is me grabbing you by the collar. That's not enough. That's not enough. She lives in a place that is not like a major liberal hub. I live in New York, so like I can't imagine that even being like on the list. I live in Bushwick. I'm very lucky that like when I go on a date, it's almost not a concern. Because there's just no way that I would be on a date with a man where I had to check if they believed in human rights. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, liberal only. Like, we're not even asking for leftism or any activism or any like specific issues. Just like, did he not vote for that guy? She came to New York and she was talking to a guy and she was like, oh my God, he's nice and liberal. And I was like, that can't be the only reason we make out with that guy. You don't have to have a reason. You can make out with him. I don't care. But if we're gonna have standards, they have to be higher than that. They're gonna have to be higher than that. I love her so much, and she deserves a lot better than like hasn't hit me and didn't vote for that guy. And if anyone else out there is feeling this way, let's add in has a 401k. Let's add in has a passion. Let's add in emotional intelligence. Let's add in can cook. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got some other things that we could just toss in the pot there for a good stew. The ingredients can't just be liberal and not terrible. She'll see this. I love you, girl. I love you, girl. I love you so much. I want the best for you.
I mean, honestly, when you identify with a party, just that party, instead of the values that you have, then you're going to find it extremely hard to find a person. Now, you might say I lean more conservative, but I also believe on this side they have these values, then I agree with that. Then there's a way for you to find common ground with somebody that you might not necessarily thought you'd have had common ground with before. But too many times, women, and to be fair, a lot of men out there too, you put yourself in a box to say, well, I only believe this way and that's the only way that it's ever going to be. And then you cut out most of the population that are actually good people. And if y'all would just listen to each other and work together, imagine what you would get done.
If you're a woman and you're sick of dating apps, I think you should just work on your Instagram and work on your social media. Because dating apps are only going to give you dating related experiences. Social media will give you career, friendship, experiences, opportunities, and then maybe also romantic prospects. Men are sizing you up all the time, okay? Whether you're on dating apps or not, I think the worst place to be sized up by a man is now a dating app, because the culture around dating apps has completely cooked itself. And sure, it might work for some people. Most men think of dating apps as a hookup app. Most women are still in denial about this fact and think they can find love. If things turn to a man is always going to tell you that dating apps are for hookups, not for dating. So the plausible deniability is going to get you every time. But if you're a girl and you're on social media and you look great, and a man that you don't want to approach you approaches you, now you have plausible deniability. This is my social media. I'm just here to look cute. I'm not here to meet men. Ask not what you can do for the internet, ask what the internet can do for you, okay? Quit the dating apps, use that energy to be hot and have fun outside or on a social media grid and not in a dating app, aka a digital Filofax for the down bad and the desperate.
There's a woman in the comments said, Insta ain't the answer, y'all. Let's get real. Thank you. Because y'all gonna get on there, show your behind, and then wonder why men don't want y'all.
So I'm noticing something on Bumble that I really wasn't paying attention to with other dating apps, and that was what women's jobs are. So today I did it again. I swiped a bunch of women and I just wanted to see what jobs were. I counted 350 lawyers, 200 teachers, 250 plus nurses, about 200 and 90, 300 something VPs of something, and then it would just like say something at something. So are you professional women out there that have these advanced degrees and hold these positions of power? You're all beautiful. Every woman I find on there is absolutely stunning. Are you finding it hard to find a man that's not intimidated by you? That's my question. So, let me know.
A woman in the comments, she was partly right. She said, I don't necessarily think they are intimidated, bingo, but I do think our standards are higher and thus eliminates many of them. What standards are we talking about? Because a lot of times y'all be coming into dates as if it were an interrogation. And when a man says, okay, I got interrogated. Now it's time for me to interrogate. Oh, I'm a lady. Treat me gently. Don't talk to me that way. So you're telling me that you can talk to me all kind of ways, but then when I turn around and give you the same energy, then all of a sudden it's a problem. Not intimidated. Standards aren't too high. Men just want the same amount of respect that they give you.
Wait a minute. Men are undateable because women hold a fundamental power inequity over men. We don't have to put any effort in. It's so easy for us. No expectations for women. Do you know any women? Are you serious right now? Our efforts are meant to keep us alive. Plain and simple. We do not want to end up as a Dateline special, whatever happened to Mia, okay? No, that's our goal. Forget finding a guy we find attractive or can have intelligent conversation with or share values with. No, we're just trying to stay alive. So tell me how that's no effort, how there's no expectations put on us to be both a vixen and a saint, okay? We have to be one way in private and another way in public to please you. I have news for you. You're probably one of the undateable, and that's why you're lonely. And that's not my problem. That's not any other woman's problem. That's a you problem that you need to work on yourself. And until you do the work, women are just going to keep giving you the same answer.
Don't you think that men have to be one way in public and one way in private as well? Like, be a gentleman. Don't touch me like that. Don't talk to me like that. And then when you get home, do all of these things for me. You're making the same argument. Number one. Number two, I really thought you were going to make some sort of point or points to say this is why we try so hard. But then you just say we're trying so hard to stay alive during Men's Mental Health Month. Come on, guys.
What's up with this dating world? Honestly, what's up with this dating world? It's either a married man, dude with a girlfriend, dude that wants 20 girlfriends, or a 20-something. And none of that is in my fly zone, okay? That's not happening. Just a dude that wants to just date, text back consistently, have one chick at a time, and I don't have to worry about any of this riffraff Instagram hoes, girls. But they don't make them like they used to anymore. They just don't. What happened to just literally walking on the beach holding hands, or going to a concert, or going to Disneyland, or just being mother effing normal? Like, you guys just don't like one chick at a time? I don't understand you.
You're right. You're definitely right. They don't make men as dumb as they used to. Let me back up. They don't make men as naive as they used to. Not falling for it anymore.
The jury is no longer out. I need to stop doing things for the plot. I am like the prime example of curiosity killed the cat, because the way I just always have to investigate things and see things for myself, it is slowly killing me. I walked into that event last night and I wanted to die. It was so bad that I almost couldn't wait until today to update you guys. I was gonna like do a video last night as soon as I got home, but then I ended up passing out. And of course, a lot of things are all about the perspective, but I'm gonna tell you why for me, it was a big no. So for starters, when you walk in, you have to get a name tag. And that's fine. I guess that's a good thing. But also I was like, what if I don't want someone to know my name? I don't know. And then when I did walk in, I was like, okay, I was wrong. It's not just women here. But the men that were there they were something.
I could have turned and walked right back out immediately, and I should have. But I was still waiting on the 2 girls I was supposed to be meeting there to come, so I was trying not to like bail before they got there. So I tried to walk around by myself for a minute. Thankfully, like, a lot of people there were there alone. It was everyone's first time doing it. So I found some cool girls who like invited me over to their table, and I got to talk to them for a little bit. But like, even if you were sitting with girls, like guys would always come over and talk. That's the whole point. I get it. But I was just like, I'm kind of just here for the girlies, I think. And so whenever a guy would come, I'm like, this is ruining the vibes. Quite literally, the whole point in being there was to find like potential people to date. And to me, men being there, I was like, this is going to ruin the tour. Also, everyone was so short. Every single man there was like less than 5'10", or 5'10" or less, I mean. I was taller than all of them. Except one. There was one really, really tall man. None of them are attractive. No one, not one was attractive. Not even like, oh, he could, no, not close. And this is probably one of the meanest things that you would ever hear me say, but there was a man there that looked like the kind of guy you should be afraid of if he was walking towards a school. I have to be vague about this because I don't want TikTok to like ban me. Like, quite literally, just, he had really long hair and he just kept on like pushing it to the side of his face like it was like 2008. And he was just like walking around with his black clothes on, like with his head down, just pushing his hair out of the way the whole time. Never talked to a woman, ever. I'm like, why are you here? And I know some people are shy, but that was just, it was just bizarre. Eventually, the 2 girls that I was meeting got there. I liked them. One of them was super outgoing and like very fearless. So when eventually we did see that there was 2 men there, only 2 out of all the people, that were not completely repulsive, but were sitting at a table the entire time with the same girls. And I was like, oh, like, I feel like they're off the market. They're like taken, like those, they're came together. And I was like, wait, that's not the point of this. It's supposed to be only single people. So that they're definitely single, but they're not talking to anyone else. So eventually one of the girls, I don't want to call her my friend yet, but she was just like, flagged one of the men down, brought him over, and then she was like, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, so then we're all 3 of us girls are holding a conversation with this one guy, which was awkward. It felt like I was on a freaking season of The Bachelor or something. I've never even watched the show, but it felt like we were all like gunning for the same guy, but we weren't, because eventually they found a point in the conversation to both bow out, and I was just left there talking to this man, which was nice. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to be here. So I talked to him for quite a few minutes. I got his number, okay? But I was like, I literally was so honest with him. Like, towards the end of the conversation, I was just like, hey, I'm gonna leave. If you want to take my number, you can do that. Like, I was like more blunt than I've ever been in my life. Would I go again? Because there's quite literally another one. There's another one next week in St. Louis. If you're interested. I personally will never go again. But also, again, this is about perspective. I don't really want to be dating. I've come to that realization. I don't really have a strong interest in it right now. So that being in that kind of scenario was just not worth it in the least for me. These do happen like all over. You have to like check their app to see what cities they're in. But like if you are interested, I'm like very curious on if like other cities have maybe like better choices. But to me, it felt like the dating app discards. And I was literally looking around like, these are the dating app discards. And then I was looking at them like myself, and I'm like, is the call coming from inside the house? I am also the dating app discards, and I'm here. So needless to say, I was humbled. Do not think I need to do it again. I would have much rather been hanging out with my toddlers, and they are insane. Or like completely alone on my couch in a blanket burrito, binge eating snacks and watching Reba. Literally anywhere else.
You go to a singles event and you guess that the whole point of being at a singles event was to find people to date? Why aren't men showing up to singles events? It's because of dumb ideologies like this. Men kept on coming up and trying to talk to us. Come on, man, it's so close, yet so far for some of these women. The women say, you guys are not coming to any of these singles events, and this is the time and place to do it. And then we have somebody getting on here saying something as dumb as, You guys coming up and talking to us at a singles event where we said that it was a time and place to do it, you're ruining the vibe. What a loser.
Okay, guys. My friend over here does not want to be in the video tonight.
Not tonight.
Normally she's my ride and die, but she says, not tonight.
Right.
Why?
I had to send a patient to the hospital.
Oh, yeah. So, we're leaving. And this guy that, sent this woman over to talk to us. He said, hey. I just wanted to stop you and tell you how beautiful you are. What did I say to him? You forgot what I called him? I called him a chicken shit.
A chicken shit. That's what she called him. She did that thing and called him a chicken shit.
You know how I like to do my things. So, listen. The older you get, I gotta put my seatbelt on. The older you get, the more balls you got.
Safety first.
Hold on.
I'll hold it.
No, I got a red light. I can sit it right here.
She can sit it. I got it.
Yeah, you got it?
I got it. We're at the stoplight. This is safety.
Yeah, so he's like, I just gotta tell you how beautiful you are. I was like, oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I'm polite. He said, I just wanted to tell you, and I was just like, well, he said, I should have come over and said something to you. I said, you're chicken shit. Chicken shit. Guys, listen, if you think a woman is nice looking and you want to approach her, just do it. What the hell do you got to lose?
You only live once.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to be rude and I'm not going to say, get the hell away from me. Depends on how you approach me. If you approach me in a way like that, then yeah, I'll tell you to get your fuss on down the road. But if you're nice and you're being polite, he was polite. I was just being funny when I called him chicken shit. He laughed about that. His buddies laughed about that. So I gave him a good laugh because he didn't have a snowball's chance in hell anyways. So when we come out here, she's like, she said, men are just so scared anymore. Guys, what happened? What happened? So, and I said, we live in the land where the women are hot and the men are not. True. In this town anyways. That's why we have to go out far. So, any comments over there, Peanut Gallery?
I second the motion.
Oh, mercy.
She's hot and the guys are not.
So, we're not conceited, but we know our worth. and we are worth, I know I'm worth it. So, I know she's worth it.
Amen.
So, if you want to approach me, approach me. Don't be scared. I don't bite. Not unless you like it and you want it. Mercy, Mama Mia. Good night, guys.
I just want you to remember, these women are 50, 55 years old, acting this way, still at your age, acting this way, and wonder why men don't approach. He didn't have a chance with me at all. He didn't. Why not? The way you talking, the way you in that car laughing, you make it seem like you one of these models or something like that. Like you didn't just been on one of these modeling shows. Like you one of these beautiful celebrities or something like that. These modern women are so delusional. 52, I wasn't too far off, so there you go.
A lot of the reason why you're frustrated with dating apps and you feel like they're not working or the dating apps are broken and everybody's just there for hookup culture sometimes has a lot to do with how old you are. When you're a good woman in your 20s and 30s, well, 20s and early 30s, there's no market for a good woman. A lot of these men, you see them going after the fun girl, the cool girl, the promiscuous girl, the OnlyFans girl. They're not necessarily going after a good woman because sometimes they don't yet see the value. Myself and about 5 other friends all met and married their husbands on Bumble. And an additional maybe 3 or 4 friends met their husbands online on a different dating website. A lot of that is because when a lot of us got married, we were all in our late 30s, early 40s. The market changes. So it's almost like you're ahead of your time being a good woman in your 20s and 30s, which I highly recommend. Don't settle, don't change.
Okay, but just understand that a lot of why you're not finding your partner or your partner is not yet finding you is simply because the men who are age appropriate for you to date do not yet see the value in a good woman. They will one day. And I don't think you should spend your years dating a man right now while you're young, waiting for him to see the value in a good woman. Better to just date around, keep your options open. You're not married to anybody, and in due season, understand that the market will adjust to what you have to offer. I didn't meet my husband until I was 37. I got married and engaged at 38. We had our son when I was 39. We bought this house when I was 40. I'm a late bloomer and I'm okay with it because it's honestly better to marry right and marry late than to rush to get married young and just do it in a certain amount of time and you choose the wrong partner, okay? So the market will adjust to you. Don't adjust to the current dating market and lower your standards because it won't serve you in the end.
I slightly disagree. I think I understand where you're coming from in that you want to find the person when it's time, but you want to know exactly, when I'm 30, I want to be able to understand that I know this, I have this going for me, and it's low risk, right? Because when I'm young, I really don't have a lot. And so a man that has money, he could come up and he can really take advantage of me. So I want to make sure I'm good there. I want to make sure that I've gone through the healing and the inner work and the therapy and so on and so forth. All great qualities, all great things to do. But I think some women out there wait way too long. They're not good people at all. And I don't say that to bash them. I say it because even though they go to therapy, even though they have the bag, they're looking to bypass. And I would want to ask, what does your husband do? What do their husbands do? Are their husbands like super ultra rich? Because that's what some of these women are looking for. And that's why they can't find a man in their younger years, is because they themselves are like the men that you're talking about, going for a certain type of man. And now when they get into their 30s, they have to be desperate. It's not a late bloomer. They've been playing around their entire 20s. The entire time they had and the entire space that they had to look for somebody, a viable candidate. Let's even say we give you until 25, 26. At that point in time, maybe you should say, oh, okay, I was in, my super ultra good years at 21, 22, 23. And then I kind of milked it for 24 and 25. Now that I'm going from 25 and kind of 26, maybe I should kind of slow it down and start looking for a man out here, a man that's on my same wavelength, right? I've been liking to party and do all these things, but let me clean myself up a bit. They continue doing the same thing. And not only do they do the same thing, they show what they've been doing, what they're currently doing. And then when they find a good man that would want to take them and say, you know what, I'm a little uncomfortable with that. Or, yeah, man, that's the stuff that I used to do. Yeah, we're right on board. They'll tell the man to that man's face, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and you're not going to have a problem with it. You're going to allow me to do whatever I want to do. You're going to allow me to go with whoever I want to go with, be who I want to be with. Essentially saying, I'm going to be single. Even if you give me the commitment, I'm going to move around like I'm single. I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to go out to these parties and these trips and these events as if I'm single. And let me ask you at that point in time, what man is going to marry that at any age? What man at any age is going to commit to that? So I get where you're coming from once again in saying that, well, maybe I'm a late bloomer. Got married. I met my husband at 37, married and engaged at 38, 39. We had a baby, 40. We had a house. So in 4 years, it's just kind of going through the boom, 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 boom. So it's easy to do it like that. But for these young ladies that are not actually doing what you're saying, they're actually out here playing around. That's what they're doing. And a man is looking at them and saying, why would I take somebody that's been playing around? Why would I take somebody that has been irresponsible? Why would I do that? I mean, we can all be immature and irresponsible, but you guys are taking it overboard. And then when I say, okay, I've been irresponsible and I've been kind of immature too, let's take it down and let's get together. No, basically a man is going to be confined to be the designated driver for the rest of his life. He's going to be confined to be the parent, if I could say it like that, in the relationship for the rest of his life. That's what these women are looking for. I don't want to drive. Just drive me over here and get me a mocha latte or whatever it is that they order at Starbucks. Just drive me over here to, we have a Dutch Bros down here. We have like that 7 Brew place, which I still need to take my wife over there. We have that. You just want to go, well, let's go to Target forever and just hang out. Oh, and by the way, you got to figure out how to make money while we're hanging out all day. I want a pool in the backyard so I can hang out. I want some money so I can go to the mall and hang out. I want to go on this trip over here so I can hang out with my girls. So essentially, you're messing around with a kid at that point in time. And men don't want to do that.